Hey there, beautiful souls. Welcome to Magnetize Official. I'm so grateful you're here today. No matter where you are in the world or when you find this message, trust that it has made its way to you for a reason. Energy is timeless, and divine messages always find us exactly when we need them. As always, I encourage you to trust your own intuition as we dive in. You are your own best guide, and your inner knowing will tell you which messages resonate with you and which might be meant for someone else. I'm already sensing something deeply powerful for the Divine Feminine Collective, so if you feel a strong connection to that energy, this may speak to your heart. But remember, we all hold both Divine Feminine and Divine Masculine energies within us. So these insights could also reflect something happening within you, or even within someone close to you. Let your intuition be your compass. Today's message is all about integration, finding balance within yourself by harmonizing your Divine Feminine and Divine Masculine energies. This is a game changer. When these energies are in sync, you become magnetic in a way that transforms every area of your life. You release patterns of codependency, step into unwavering self-confidence, and become your own greatest source of strength, creativity, and stability. Instead of seeking validation outside yourself, you become your own muse, nurturing your dreams, protecting your energy, and embracing your full power. Your Divine Masculine energy provides the structure, discipline, and protection that allows your inner world to flourish. It helps you set boundaries, stand in your truth, and build the foundation for everything you desire. On the other hand, your Divine Feminine energy is your flow. It's your creativity, intuition, and the soft, open space where new inspirations are born. When these two energies work together, magic happens. This is your invitation to fully embrace this inner union, to trust yourself, honor your path, and step boldly into your power. When you do, you'll notice that your external world begins to shift in response. The more you cultivate this balance within, the more your relationships, opportunities, and experiences will reflect the harmony you've created inside. So, lovely soul, as we move through this reading, ask yourself, where can I bring more balance into my life? Am I allowing myself to flow and create freely, while also providing the structure and support to bring my visions to life? Let's dive in and explore the messages waiting for you today. This inner balance is profoundly magnetic, and not just in a romantic sense, though it certainly enhances that aspect too. But the real magic? It's in the way it transforms every area of your life. When you embody this energy fully, you're no longer radiating any sense of neediness, longing, or codependency. Instead, you become your own source of strength, stability, and unconditional love through the deep well of self-love you've cultivated. You become a powerhouse of inspiration and creativity, an energetic force that others can't help but respond to once you make this shift. And here's the thing, I mention this shift because people are already starting to notice. They can feel this transformation within you because so many of you have done the deep work. You've stopped seeking validation outside yourself and instead found a sense of grounded peace within. You've learned how to regulate your own emotions, how to create from a space of joy rather than lack, and how to stand strong in your truth without needing approval. These are all signs of a healed Divine Feminine energy. And I want you to take a moment to acknowledge just how far you've come. Beyond that, I sense that many of you are also mastering the art of fluidity, tapping into different aspects of yourself with ease. You are realizing that you are not just one thing. You are an ever-evolving, multifaceted being. You're learning to move effortlessly between your divine feminine and divine masculine energies, between your different passions and identities, without feeling the need to conform to anyone's expectations. This is true empowerment, the ability to shift, adapt, and fully express all that you are. In the past, you may have felt pressure to fit into a mold, to be just one thing, to commit to a single path, to embody only certain aspects of yourself. Maybe others tried to influence you, to limit you, or to convince you to dim your light. But deep down, you've always known that you weren't meant to be confined. You were born to be limitless. And now, you're stepping into this truth in a way that feels so natural, so authentically you, that it's like your soul is finally breathing freely. You're choosing expansion over restriction, self-expression over conformity. Every layer of your being, every passion, every dream, every aspect of your soul is meant to be embraced, honored, and lived out fully. So as you continue walking this path, ask yourself, where have I been holding back parts of myself to fit into someone else's vision of who I should be? How can I show up today as the fullest, most radiant version of myself? Because when you live as your fully expressed self, you're not just existing, you're thriving. And in that space, you align with the highest vibrational timeline available to you, where everything you desire flows effortlessly toward you. This is your time. Step boldly into it. When you give yourself the freedom to express every facet of your authentic soul, you step into your highest potential. And that's exactly what's happening for the divine feminine energy I'm speaking to. She is no longer suppressing or dimming parts of herself to fit into expectations or past limitations. Instead, she's embracing all of who she is. Every hidden, unspoken, or long-neglected aspect of her essence. This is the kind of self-acceptance that doesn't just change your life, it elevates your entire frequency and, in turn, transforms the way the world responds to you. Right now, I'm picking up on Sphinx Energy surrounding you, a symbol of deep wisdom, quiet strength, and a captivating mystery. Whether or not you realize it, you are radiating an aura of intrigue, making others naturally drawn to your presence. They might not be able to explain it, but they sense that something within you has shifted. You've become more magnetic, more self-contained, and undeniably powerful. It's not that you're intentionally being secretive. Your energy simply speaks for itself. You no longer feel the need to explain yourself, overextend, or chase validation. This shift in your inner world is rippling outward, and people are noticing. They find themselves wondering about you, thinking about you, and trying to understand what's different. They sense that you've stepped into a higher level of self-mastery, balancing your divine feminine and divine masculine energies in a way that exudes both grace and strength. And yet, despite their curiosity, many hesitate before approaching you. Why? Because they can feel the presence of something sacred in you now, an energy that commands reverence rather than demands attention. The mystery of the Sphinx isn't just about being unreadable. It's about holding a presence so strong and self-contained that people instinctively know they must approach with intention and respect. Imagine yourself seated on a throne of sovereignty, not as a cold or distant ruler, but as a fully empowered being. There are people standing at the doors of your throne room, eager to step forward, eager to connect. But they know that to enter your space, they must bring their best, their highest, their most authentic selves. They cannot come with weak offers, half-hearted intentions, or surface-level energy. This applies in every area of your life: career opportunities, friendships, social connections, but especially in romantic dynamics. If you are open to love, you may find that certain masculine energies are standing at the threshold, deeply aware that this is not just any invitation. They know they cannot approach you casually. You are no longer entertaining breadcrumbs, mixed signals, or uncertain energy. Because you value yourself so deeply, they too feel the need to be thoughtful, intentional, and fully aligned before stepping forward. And that's the beauty of this transformation. You're not just waiting for better treatment. You're creating the energetic conditions that make it the only option. The right people will rise to meet you, and those who can't. They'll recognize that you're no longer accessible in the way you once were. This is what it means to step into your power. You are no longer a seeker. You are the presence that others seek. And the ones who are truly meant to walk beside you, they'll know exactly how to show up. Your guides want you to know that there are masculine energies in your life, perhaps one in particular, who hold you in the highest regard, yet they may be keeping their distance for now. This isn't due to a lack of interest or care. Quite the opposite. This person is being incredibly intentional, ensuring that when they do step forward, it's with something meaningful and worthy of your energy. For some of you, this might be someone who stays lightly in touch, maintaining a connection just enough so that the bond isn't lost. But underneath those surface-level interactions, there's an unspoken intensity. A weight to the energy between you. You may sense things that aren't being said, little moments where their words feel like they're holding something back. Almost as if there's an invisible conversation happening between your souls, beyond what's being expressed in the 3D. The energy of the card. I need to tell you the truth is showing up strongly here, which means this person is carrying unspoken words, unsaid emotions, and a heart full of things they haven't quite gathered the courage to express. There's something significant they want to share with you, but they're waiting, perhaps for the right timing, the right circumstances, or simply for the right version of themselves to emerge. Alongside this, the card, Man Holding a Heart, in reverse, suggests that this person isn't emotionally available to anyone else because their heart is already captured by you. Even if the two of you aren't in a tangible romantic connection, there's something undeniable about the way they feel. They may not fully understand it themselves, yet they can't deny that no matter what they do, you remain in their heart and mind. And while you, as the divine feminine, are experiencing deep spiritual expansion in a very conscious, intentional way, actively questioning, healing, and evolving, this masculine's transformation has been happening in the background, almost subconsciously. The World card, upright, reveals that while they may seem focused on career, material success, or external achievements, there's an undeniable inner shift happening. Unlike you, who seeks out spiritual growth in an intentional step-by-step way, their awakening might feel more like a sudden realization, something they don't fully recognize until it hits them all at once. At the same time, the woman holding a heart, in reverse, suggests that this masculine is uncertain about where you stand emotionally. They might wonder if you feel the same intensity, if your heart is open to them, or if they've already lost their chance. This could be someone from your past, someone who never fully let go, or even someone in your present who feels the connection but isn't sure if it's reciprocated. It's as if they're trying to read your energy from a distance, hoping for a sign that you still feel something too. But right now, they're out of balance. This is reflected in the Angel of Balance, reversed. They may be weighed down by external stress, work pressures, or the feeling that something in their life just isn't quite aligned. There's an exhaustion in their energy, a sense that they've been running on autopilot, trying to keep everything together. And yet, you offer them something different. Your energy is a sanctuary, a breath of fresh air, a space where they feel something they can't quite put into words, a sense of home, of peace, of possibility. And here's something powerful for you to realize. Your presence has a profound effect on those around you, especially the masculine energies in your life. Whether in romance, friendship, or even passing connections, your energy has a way of awakening people to deeper parts of themselves. You aren't just someone they admire. You are someone who shifts them. You pull them into a more authentic, soulful space, reminding them of something they may have forgotten, who they truly are. And that is why your energy is so unforgettable. This powerful dynamic between you and the masculine energy in question is both soothing and triggering. And that's something to deeply understand. Your presence has a way of drawing people into their own inner truth, like holding up a mirror that reflects their most unfiltered, authentic self. For some, this is a gift. Your energy helps them relax into their soul, reconnect with who they truly are, and embrace their deeper emotions. But for others, it can feel unsettling, even overwhelming. If someone has spent a long time disconnected from their true self, avoiding their emotions, or suppressing their deeper desires, your presence might bring all of that to the surface. And not everyone is ready to face what they see in that reflection. This is why you'll notice a pattern in your relationships. You only truly align with those who are comfortable being authentic. You might attract all kinds of people from different backgrounds, beliefs, and life experiences, but the ones who stay in your life are the ones who are willing to step into their truest expression. Anyone still resisting their authenticity might feel triggered by your energy and unconsciously create distance, even if they don't fully understand why. Right now, the energy of the crown chakra, reversed, is showing up, which tells us that this particular masculine is feeling disconnected from his higher self. He may have spent a long time avoiding his spiritual nature, focusing instead on external validation, work, or even the opinions of others, especially if he's been influenced by toxic masculine energies around him. These influences may have steered him away from his true path, leading him to operate in a way that doesn't align with his deepest truth. And here's where it gets interesting. This higher timeline, the one where he steps into his most authentic self, often includes the opportunity to align with you. But the beauty of your journey is that you are the creator of your own reality. Even if destiny places this person back on your path, you always have the freedom to choose what feels right for you. The universe may be orchestrating synchronicities, but your soul holds the final decision. The energy of, "I need to tell you the truth," is still present, reinforcing that this masculine has something deeply significant to say. But whether he's ready to speak, it is another story. The man holding a heart, reversed, flew out again, confirming that his heart is not available to anyone else. He may even feel as though he's already in love with you, regardless of the current circumstances. And this is where the energy gets complex, because even if you don't have a 3D romantic connection, he still feels as though his heart is already spoken for. This could be confusing even for him. He might not fully understand why he feels this way, why he can't seem to let go, or why no other connection compares. But deep in his subconscious, he knows the truth. There is no substitute for the energy you bring into his life. Meanwhile, the World card, upright, reveals that while this person has been feeling lonely, they've also been deeply focused on growth and expansion. However, unlike your conscious spiritual awakening, their expansion has been more centered on work, career, and material achievements, a very 3D-focused evolution. Even though their focus seems external, there is still something stirring beneath the surface. A shift is happening within them, whether they're fully aware of it or not. Unlike the divine feminine, who seeks out transformation intentionally, the divine masculine often awakens in hindsight, realizing only later how much they've changed. And this realization? It may be approaching sooner than you think. Masculine energy tends to undergo transformation in a quiet, internal way, while the divine feminine often actively engages with change, questioning, researching, and consciously navigating her growth. The masculine experience is different. Their shifts happen beneath the surface, often without them fully realizing it. Instead of analyzing every step, they wake up one day with a new perspective, sensing that something has changed, but without necessarily understanding how or when it happened. Right now, with the woman holding a heart, reversed, there's a particular masculine energy wondering if you share the same feelings he does. He may feel like his heart isn't available to anyone else, not because he's in a relationship, but because of the deep connection he senses with you. This could be someone from your past, someone who has never quite moved on, a soul tie that lingers, even if time and distance have passed. This person may be trying to read your energy, searching for signs that you feel the same way. But instead of directly expressing these emotions, they might be watching from a distance, observing, or even keeping their feelings to themselves, perhaps out of uncertainty or fear of rejection. Meanwhile, the angel of balance reversed suggests that this person has been feeling out of sync, struggling to maintain inner harmony. They might be overwhelmed by work, responsibilities, or external pressures, making it difficult to be present and fully enjoy life. Their world has taken on a serious tone, leaving them feeling drained and disconnected. And yet, there's something about you that brings them back to life. Your energy feels like a portal to something lighter, freer, almost magical. A contrast to the mundane, routine-heavy reality they've been stuck in. You remind them of something deeper, something beyond the material world. For the divine feminine collective, this is a powerful reminder. Your energy profoundly impacts those around you, especially the masculines connected to you, whether platonically or romantically. Your presence acts as a mirror, reflecting back the truth of a person's soul. This can be incredibly healing for those who are ready for it, but triggering for those who are not. Think about the way meditation works. It helps quiet the noise, allowing you to sink into your true self, releasing the mental chatter that distracts from your inner wisdom. That's the effect your energy has on others. You naturally help people drop their defenses and connect with something deeper within themselves. You are, in many ways, like a living meditation, a presence that helps others tune into their authentic self. But not everyone is ready for that level of truth. Some people feel uneasy in your presence, not because of anything you've done, but because your energy asks them to see themselves clearly. If someone isn't ready to face their authentic self, your presence might trigger avoidance or even distance. This is why, at this stage in your journey, you'll notice that you're only aligning with those who are truly comfortable being themselves. While you may encounter people from all walks of life, only those who are embracing their truth will remain in your orbit. If someone is still running from themselves, they may also run from you, not because they don't care, but because they aren't ready to face what your presence reflects back to them. And that's okay. Your path is about alignment, not attachment. The right connections, the ones who are willing to meet you at the frequency of authenticity, truth, and soul alignment, will always find their way to you. Right now, with the crown chakra reversed, there's a masculine energy who has been feeling disconnected from his higher self. He may have been out of touch with his soul for quite some time, caught up in external influences that clouded his spiritual awareness. It seems like he has been surrounded by lower vibrational masculine energies, friends, co-workers, or even family members, who are disconnected from their own divine feminine aspects. These influences may have subtly, or even directly, pulled him away from his true, highest path, causing him to prioritize the material world over his spiritual alignment. And yet, his highest potential timeline naturally includes you in some way. Whether as a deep friendship, a romantic bond, or simply as an inspiration along his journey, you represent a guiding light that his soul recognizes, even if his conscious mind isn't fully aware of it yet. But here's the key. You hold the power to shape your own reality. It's completely up to you whether or how you choose to engage with this connection. Just because this masculine is moving toward a higher vibrational path that includes you doesn't mean you're obligated to walk that path with him. You are sovereign over your own journey. That being said, there's an unmistakable shift happening within him. I sense that he is slowly realigning with his true soul path, but this process is gradual. The effects might show up subtly. Perhaps he's appearing in your dreams more often, or you randomly think of him at unexpected moments. These could be signs that his energy is shifting closer to yours. A masculine, emerging from the shadows. I pulled a card, and it's the Four of Swords reversed, a sign that this masculine is beginning to emerge from a period of isolation. But here's the interesting part. This isolation hasn't been physical. He's been surrounded by people, maybe even socially active. But these connections have felt shallow, misaligned, or even karmic in nature. It's as if he's been moving through life on autopilot, surrounded by energies that don't truly resonate with his soul. And yet, when it comes to you, there's something different. You hold a space in his heart that no one else does. If you've known him in the past, it's likely that, no matter how much time has passed, he's never fully let go of your energy. If he's someone new in your life, he may feel a sense of instant familiarity, as if he's known you across lifetimes. But right now, his outer world is reflecting his inner struggles. Financial and emotional imbalances. The next card I pulled was the Six of Pentacles Reversed, indicating that this masculine is currently dealing with financial instability. However, he's not being open about it. He may be struggling behind the scenes, perhaps feeling restricted, burdened, or unable to move as freely as he would like. He could be dealing with debts, career instability, or a sense of lacking control over his financial situation. But there's hope. The Nine of Swords reversed suggests that the worst of this phase is behind him. He's starting to see a light at the end of the tunnel, slowly moving toward a more stable and positive direction. As he begins to regain his sense of self and stability, you might notice his presence increasing in your life, whether through physical interactions, online engagement, or even more intense energetic connections. You have played a key role in his awakening. Here's something fascinating. You may not even realize how much you've impacted this person's transformation. The Magician card reveals that you have been a catalyst for his growth, even if you haven't spoken in a long time, or if your interactions have been minimal. Your energy alone has had a profound effect on him, shifting something deep within his subconscious. You are a source of inspiration and elevation, even if he hasn't told you this directly. And it makes sense, because this masculine is part of your soul family. Whether he is a soulmate, twin flame, or another significant spiritual connection, there is an undeniable soul bond between you two. This is why, no matter how far apart you may seem in the physical world, there's always a thread that connects you energetically. Your growth elevates those around you. The most important thing to understand is that as you elevate, you naturally uplift those connected to you, especially those who share a similar core soul frequency like this masculine. When you focus on balancing your own divine feminine and divine masculine energies, you're not just transforming yourself, you're sending a ripple effect into the lives of those closest to you, even if they don't consciously realize it, and this masculine has felt it. Your growth, healing, and alignment have acted as a beacon for him, helping him emerge from his darker times and begin stepping onto a path of higher consciousness. This is why, as your energy continues to evolve, you may notice him coming forward in a more intentional way, whether through communication, synchronicities, or an unexpected reconnection. His soul is being drawn closer to yours, not through force, but through alignment. So trust your intuition. You are not just impacting this connection, you are shifting the collective energy around you. And those who are ready to rise with you will. If this message is resonating with you, take it as a sign that this particular masculine energy is significant in your journey. We're about to dive deeper into what's truly going on in his thoughts and emotions, the truths he's beginning to uncover, and how his presence in your life may shift in the coming months or even years as these transformations unfold. To bring this reading full circle, I'm pulling a final message from the Rumi Oracle deck, as always. The energy today is strong, and as I shuffled, 2 cards jumped out, demanding to be seen, beyond death, life, and the angel Razbar. If the numbers 1 or 27 have been appearing in your life lately, pay attention. There may be additional meaning for you here. The energy surrounding these cards speaks of profound renewal and rebirth. A deep transformation is underway, not just in this masculine, but in your connection as well. It's as if something old is dissolving, making space for something entirely new to emerge. What stands out immediately is the hostilities card in the upright position, directly tied to the third eye chakra. What I'm picking up here is an internal battle. Someone deeply connected to you is struggling with their own intuition. This feels like a past connection, someone with whom you shared a bond that transcended the physical, one that was deeply emotional, mental, and spiritual. Yet this person seems to be resisting the truth of that connection. I sense that they're trying to rationalize it, convincing themselves that the intensity between you was merely physical attraction. They may be telling themselves that the reason they can't stop thinking about you or feeling pulled toward you is purely chemistry. But deep down, that's not the truth. Their intuition is calling them toward you, and instead of surrendering to it, they're attempting to suppress or ignore it. So let's look deeper into how this resistance is playing out. The Sacred Journey card emerges, carrying the message, understand who you truly are. This journey brings self-discovery. If you're a divine feminine listening to this, and I feel most of you are, this masculine energy in your life is being guided to awaken, whether he realizes it or not. And a major catalyst for this awakening, you. We've touched on this in recent readings, but it's worth saying again. You, divine feminine, are a mirror. Not just any mirror, but an incredibly clear one. You reflect back to others their true selves, whether in romance, friendships, family, or even passing interactions. And here's where it gets powerful. When someone comes into your energy, they don't just see who they are in the present moment, they also glimpse their highest potential. At the same time, they see every block, wound, and fear standing between them and that potential. This masculine, in particular, has been confronted with his own unrealized greatness because of you. The potential card affirms this: fulfillment, risk, achievement. Your potential is limitless. But here's the thing. Not everyone is ready to face that reflection. That's why, divine feminine, you may have noticed that those who approach you with surface-level intentions, whether romantic, social, or even professional, often find themselves unable to stay. It's as if something invisible steps in, creating a barrier. That's not a coincidence. It's because getting to know you isn't just about connection. It's a sacred initiation. Only those willing to dive deep, those ready to embark on their own inner journey, can truly step into your energy. And for this particular masculine, that choice is now before him. He is standing at the edge of transformation, feeling the undeniable pull toward you and, more importantly, toward his own soul's calling. The question is, will he embrace it? This is someone who may have never believed in soul connections before. Perhaps they dismissed the idea of destiny, past lives, or divine unions until they met you. And even now, even after everything they've felt, they're still fighting against the truth of what this is. They might tell themselves it's just attraction, just chemistry, just a trick of the mind. But deep down, they know better. because nothing, no one, has ever reached them in the way that you have. For you, Divine Feminine, this might not be as shocking. You've likely crossed paths with many soulmates throughout your journey. Perhaps you've already experienced deep spiritual awakenings through love, possibly even on a twin flame path. But for them, this is uncharted territory. They've never encountered someone whose energy resonates with them on this level, and that's precisely what makes it so hard for them to accept. On the surface, there may be stark differences between you. Maybe you come from different backgrounds, lifestyles, or belief systems. They might have even used those differences as an excuse to convince themselves that this connection wasn't meant to be. If there was separation, they may be telling themselves that it was inevitable, that it was for the best, that you never really saw them or understood them. But deep down, they know the truth. Because you did see them. Not just the version of themselves they present to the world, but their raw, unfiltered essence. And whether they're willing to acknowledge it or not, they saw you too. There was a moment, perhaps several, where the masks dropped, where all illusions faded, and there was nothing left but two souls standing in full recognition of one another. That kind of knowing doesn't just disappear. It lingers, it echoes, and it refuses to be forgotten. And that's the real reason they feel so unsettled right now. It's not just the loss of you that weighs on them, it's the loss of what they glimpsed within themselves when they were in your presence. But here's where things get even more complex. Even though they think about you constantly, even though their soul is pulling them toward you, they are resisting. They aren't taking action. And even if you've reached out or feel tempted to, they're likely to be unresponsive. It's not because they don't care. Quite the opposite. The truth is, they're overwhelmed. They're rejecting their intuition, pushing away the very thing they know is meant for them, because stepping toward it would require them to face everything they've been avoiding. If you found yourself suddenly thinking about them, replaying past conversations or moments seemingly out of nowhere, it's not random. You may actually be picking up on their energy. They're thinking about you so intensely, so persistently, that their thoughts are reaching you through energetic transference. It's as if they're subconsciously calling out to you, even as they resist reaching out in the physical world. So what does this mean for you, Divine Feminine? It means that no matter how much they try to run from it, deny it, or rationalize it away, they feel this connection just as intensely as you do. And the thing about the soul? It always finds its way back to what is real. No amount of resistance can change the truth of what's been awakened within them. This story isn't over, not by a long shot. I know it can be frustrating. It feels like they're caught in an endless loop, stuck in their own hesitations, refusing to take the steps that seem so obvious. You might have felt the urge to reach out, to try to bridge the gap, but their energy right now is stubborn. It's as if they're clinging to a narrative that keeps them in limbo, one where avoidance feels safer than confronting what they truly feel. For now, let's shift the focus. I'm going to shuffle the cards again and see what else comes through. Who else is woven into your energy? What other forces are at play in your field? Interestingly, the card that came forward was Observe. This tells me there is someone keeping an eye on you. It might not be in an obvious way. They're not making their presence known just yet. but they are watching. If you have a public profile, a creative platform, or any way of expressing yourself online, this person is likely checking in, reading what you share, trying to feel connected to you from a distance. But why are they observing rather than acting? This individual is at a crossroads. Their intuition is nudging them to shift out of a negative, stagnant mindset and embrace a more hopeful, optimistic perspective. They've been caught in their own emotional weight for quite some time, and it's been holding them back, not just from you, but from fully embracing their own personal growth. Right now, they're frustrated, not with you, but with themselves. They recognize their own lack of movement, their own resistance to change, and it's becoming harder to ignore. But here's what I sense. Once they work through these heavier emotions, once they allow themselves to step into a lighter, more open-hearted space, you're going to hear from them. It may not happen overnight, but when the shift occurs, it will bring them back in your direction. And when they do reach out, there's a strong chance it will come with a desire to make peace. They might seek to clear the air, to ask for your forgiveness, or to mend what was left unresolved between you. For some of you, this could be a platonic connection, an old friend, a family member, or someone who drifted away when they weren't in the right headspace. They may have pulled back because they didn't want to burden you with their struggles, or because they simply didn't have the capacity to maintain the connection at the time. For others, this could be someone with romantic energy, perhaps a love interest who felt overwhelmed by their emotions, unsure of how to fully pursue or sustain what they desired with you. There may have been an element of resistance or stubbornness leading to an abrupt separation. The Seven of Wands appeared in your reading, upright at first. This tells me that at some point they stood their ground, unwilling to compromise, unwilling to bend. The connection may have ended suddenly, with both of you feeling like there was no middle ground to be found. But here's the shift. This card is turning around. Where once they were rigid and closed off, there's now an opening. Something is softening within them. That unyielding stance, it's beginning to crack. And soon, they may find themselves unable to resist the pull to reconnect. What's going to push them to reach out? It could be a realization, a dream, an external event that triggers an emotional awakening. Whatever it is, when they do come back, expect a softer approach. If they seemed cold or distant before, they will now approach with warmth and humility. If they were defensive, they will now be open to listening. They want to clear the air. They want forgiveness, not just from you, but from themselves. If this was a romantic connection, they may desire to rekindle things, though they might hesitate, unsure if that door is still open. Their deepest wish could be to rebuild the bond, but they may also feel uncertain, wondering if too much time has passed, if the circumstances have changed, or if you've already moved forward on your own path. The energy is shifting, and the past no longer has to define the future. As this transformation unfolds, you stand in a place of power, fully capable of deciding what happens next. If any of this resonates, I'll be diving deeper into this energy on Patreon. In the extended reading, I'll explore your aura and any connections influencing you, whether romantic, platonic, or spiritual. For now, let's focus on what the beautiful divine feminines need to know. The presence of 222 is a strong confirmation that you are aligned with your path. This number may be connected to your passions, gifts, or soul purpose, affirming that you are on the right track with what truly matters to you. While some areas of life may feel tangled or uncertain, I sense that clarity is emerging in significant ways. It's as if a long period of confusion is finally lifting, revealing a breakthrough. You may suddenly see a clear direction regarding your soul's purpose, an old dream you're revisiting, or a long-held goal. The fog has lifted, bringing renewed confidence and insight. However, certain areas may still feel unclear, especially when it comes to romantic connections or aspects of life that remain unpredictable. It may feel like you're navigating in the dark, relying on intuition rather than certainty. The message here is to surrender to the flow and trust the process. Life is meant to move and evolve naturally. Embrace your intuitive guidance and stay open, rather than clinging to rigid timelines or expectations. Just like floating on water keeps you at the surface, allowing yourself to move with the current will keep you in a high vibrational state. Resisting the flow only creates unnecessary struggle. With the third chakra reversed, doubts or fears may arise as you move forward. Even in moments of newfound clarity, you might question, can I trust this? Can I truly embrace this path? It's natural to feel this uncertainty, but the key is to lean into trust and allow your inner wisdom to guide you. Not everyone may be comfortable with the way you're stepping into your power. You may be moving into a new space, whether that's increased visibility, creative expression, or stepping into leadership. Only you can determine what resonates with your soul's path. When you share from the heart, your energy naturally touches others. Some may feel inspired, while others, especially those who resist opening their hearts, may feel triggered. Your authenticity and light may stir emotions in those still navigating their own barriers. But with time, you will shift from being a source of discomfort to a beacon of inspiration. Stay true to yourself. Keep shining, creating, and sharing your truth. By doing so, you not only honor your own journey, but also pave the way for others to step into their highest selves. Some may resist at first, but your presence will ultimately guide them toward growth and transformation. The ripple effect of your authenticity is far more powerful than you may realize in this moment. The Beyond Death Life card offers this powerful message: I am calling to you. Can you hear me? Listen within your heart. There I speak. My voice rings true. You are urged beyond what has been. The time has come. Lay it to rest now. This ending comes as grace to free you from all you have known, for what you have known is now too small for your soul. Bear your uncertainty with equanimity. I am certain enough for both of us. Allow me to show you the light that you are, that burns within you, blazing angel of heavenly purity. I will unveil you to yourself. Let these words be a guiding light as you embrace this season of transformation and renewal. Another message from the second card speaks of empowerment. You are being called to serve, to assist, and to make a genuine spiritual impact on this planet. You're being asked to become a sacred instrument for the will of heaven. Such is the power granted to a soul that is wise and full of love, yearning to serve. When you learn to embrace the silence and surrender to it, you can channel it in many ways. Through the peace you cultivate in your heart, through your daily presence, your art, your words, your voice, spoken, sung, or written, even in sound, if that is your path. Divine silence can resonate through you and touch others. Will you trust in this guidance? Will you set aside your doubts and embrace the divine love that flows through you, reaching the world? You may be feeling an underlying restlessness, an unshakable sense that something isn't quite aligned. Even with gratitude, there may be an unmet longing. This is the stirring of an awakening heart. Your heart has the capacity for immense joy and wonder, yet as it expands, it also begins to yearn for something more, a deeper divine connection. This longing intensifies as you walk your path, sometimes feeling like an ache, a calling for something greater. If a connection or circumstance is standing between you and your soul's divine longing, the universe will intervene. Make your relationships sacred and seek the divine in all things. What a powerful note to end on. Thank you for sharing this space with me today. I'm sending you immense love and light. If my energy resonates with you, I invite you to subscribe and become part of our incredible community of like-minded, conscious, and creative souls. You can also connect with me at Magnetize Official for more insights and energy updates. Until next time, stay in your light and trust the path unfolding before you. With love and blessings.